The story of King Arthur is one of the most captivating and mystical legends of ancient England. It's a tale of valor, honor, and great deeds, one that continues to inspire people around the world. But who was Arthur? Was he a real king or just a creation of folklore? According to legend, Arthur was the ruler of Britain in the late 5th and early 6th centuries, during a time of turmoil. The Romans had left, and the island was vulnerable to invasion. The Anglo-Saxons began their attacks, but Arthur, leading his loyal knights, defended Britain and built an ideal kingdom founded on justice and chivalry. The legend tells us that Arthur gathered the best knights around him, the Knights of the Round Table, including Lancelot, Gawain, and Percival. Together, they embarked on great quests, the most important of which was the search for the Holy Grail, a sacred relic that would bring immortality. The wizard Merlin was always at Arthur's side, offering wise counsel and magic. And Arthur himself wielded the sword Excalibur, a symbol of his royal power. But the big question remains, did Arthur really exist? Or is he merely a myth born from folk stories? Some historians believe that the legend may have been based on a real person, possibly a Romano-British military leader who fought against the Anglo-Saxons. Others suggest that Arthur is a symbol of hope for a fractured and besieged Britain. The first mention of King Arthur appears in the writings of the Welsh monk Gildas in the 6th century. Later, in the 12th century, chronicler Geoffrey of Monmouth expanded the legend, adding romantic and magical elements like the sword Excalibur, Merlin, and the tragic love story of Lancelot and Guinevere. Arthur's story embodies the ideals of chivalry and virtue that became the foundation of medieval culture. It was so popular that it inspired kings, writers, and poets for centuries. From tales of knights to modern interpretations in movies and books, the image of Arthur lives on to this day. King Arthur is not just a character from legends, he is a symbol of heroism, wise rule, and loyalty to his people. His story reminds us that sometimes myths are not just fiction but reflections of deep cultural and historical aspirations. Whatever the truth may be, Arthur remains part of Britain's heritage, forever woven into its history. The legend of King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table will live on as long as humanity strives for justice, honor, and courage. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, so you won't miss more fascinating legends and historical facts.